Hello, everyone. So welcome to today's webinar. It's Joint School in France with HEC Paris. And I think we can wait maybe 5 minutes and we can start this webinar. Just let more people join us. Okay, I think we can start. So hello, everyone. So I just want to make sure you can hear me. And if you can hear me, it would be great if you can send a message in the chat and let us know. Yes, I see one person is writing. Okay, thank you. So we start the webinar, and my name is Jiying YE, and I'm International Program Manager at the Joint School in France, and very happy to co-host this webinar with Julien. And Julien, you can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar. So, of course, my name is Julien Zuinghedau. I'm a recruitment manager at HEC Paris for Masters and MBA programs. I'm focusing on specific regions such as India and Benelux, and I'm happy to be here to talk more about the program itself. So, thank you for the invitation.
Okay, thank you, Julia. And we also have another guest who applied to HEC Paris through the Joint School in France. Tijasha, you can introduce yourself. Tijaba,
Hello
sorry.
everyone. Yeah, no worries. Hello, everyone. My name is Tejaswa, and I'm a Masters in Management student at HEC Paris. I applied through Joiner School in France in 2023, and right now I'm in my M2. I'm studying the Economics and Finance major at HEC, and I'm really happy to interact with you all today.
Okay, thank you for joining today's webinar. I will walk you through the application process for Master in Management program at Train School in France and explain how you can apply to find business school with a single application. And if you have any question, you can write in the chat and we will answer all your questions in the end. So what is a Dream School in France? We were created in 1984 as an international admission department of the Chambre of Commerce and Industry of the Île-de-France region in Paris, working with a business school to simplify the application process for international students. Every year, hundreds of candidates take advantage of this simple process to attend one of French top business school and participate interview with alumni. We have more than 70 interview center and about 1,000 candidates each year and candidate from more than 15 different nationalities. And what is our mission? And first is promote French higher education abroad. Second, help international students apply through the streamlined and simplified process. And the last one is an international team to guide you all along to the process. And we have simplified the application process with 5 business schools. You can see the HEC Paris, ESCP, EM Lyon, Schema, and Audencia. You only need to apply with one application to the Master in Management program and these 5 business schools. And the Master in Management program is globally recognized and highly ranked program. One application, one interview with 5 opportunity. And how is this program? The program duration is 2 to 3 years, include 1 year, 1 gap year, which is optional. We generally recommend the student take the gap year as it provides opportunity to gain more international experience through the internship. And this program is open to students from all majors. And this program is a special for designed for recent graduated or this with little work experience. It's all about giving your strength a start, and admission is tough and looking for the top grade and excellent test score. It's one of the most competitive business school business program globally. And you can, and how is this course, and you can start with general management like marketing, strategy, accounting, financial, and then move into you choose specialism. There are over 100 options, plus plenty of elective to tailor your learning, and you will start with a student from the all around the world and join exchange program, learn from the diverse faculty and benefit from international partnership and the opportunity to study at the campus abroad. And the program has a strong link with the top employee, offering internship, career fair, and a real world project to get you career ready. And this school stand out for excellence and the global business standard. Only one person of business school worldwide hold the Triple Crown accreditation and giving graduate strong global career and network. And it's welcoming to international students, offering a rival sport like a French course, accommodation, and the Korean guidance. The environment is truly international with a diverse student and the faculty study abroad opportunity, and then is bienvenue en France labor. And all five main program is part of a Grande École system. It's a symbol of French excellence. So I will briefly introduce the information about the Fire Business School. And the HEC is created in 1981. It's top one business school in France and the top one Master in Management Worldwide QS 2026 and top two Financial Times. And the ESAP is founded in 1819, the world's first business school, and the 6 campuses around Europe, Paris, Madrid, Milan, Berlin, Warsaw, and London. And the ESAP, you can switch campus each semester, so it's very great opportunity. So top 6 in QS and top 7 in Financial Times, and top 3 business school in France. EM Lyon have 4 campuses: Lyon, Paris, Shanghai, and Mumbai. Lyon is located in western France, and Paris can reach by train in 2 hours. It's very fast and easy to visit. And more than 48,000 alumni around the world, and the top 12 Financial Times, top 4 business school in France, and the top 1 business school in France for graduate certification in 2025 Financial Times Master in Management. And the schema is founded in 2009. It looks very young, but it's actually 2 business school corporate. So 8 campuses around the world: France, China, Brazil, Canada, South Africa, UAE, USA, and 196 partner university in 56 countries, and ranked 18 globally in Master in Management program. Top 7 business school in France. Last school, Densia is founded in 1900. It's one school, 10 campuses around the world: France, China, Brazil, and Australia. So you can see the ranking 25th globally in Master in Management program and the top 9 business school in France. And the school in Nantes is actually located in eastern France, so it's also just 2 hours by train you can visit. It's very close also. So more detail include what course you will take each semester, everything detail. You can directly scan this QR code and directly find in our website, the school and the program page. So we talk about the application process through the joint school in France is simplified and straightforward. First, you apply online on our website, upload just 10 documents, and answer just 5 motivation questions before the deadline. Next, the school will review the application and publish a list of candidates invited for interview. So you only need to attend just 1 interview. And in the end, after the interview, the school will analyze the final admission result and contact you directly. And we often get the same question: what is the difference between the joint school in France selection process and applying directly with the member school? There is no difference at all, but by applying through the joint school in France, you have just a unique advantage of applying to 5 business school within the single application. It means saving your time, saving your money and effort, and regardless of which application method you choose, all students will be assessed equally and fairly. And applying through the joint school in France or directly to the school will not affect your chance of your admission. If you apply to both, the school will only accept one of the yearly application. You may be curious what kind of profile we are looking for, and we are looking for the people within higher education outside of the France. So whether it's a bachelor degree, a banker, or listen, if you have not graduated, you should be in the last year of your degree. You need to graduate before you can enroll. So we are not limited to field of your major. So we're open to all the major like I mentioned before. And this is a list of documents you need to prepare, just 10 documents: CV, passport, handshot photo, 2 letters of recommendation, which can either be academic or professional. It's very important that we can see your reference content detail and the graduate transcript, degree or final year certificate of attendance, and the management test include GMAT, GMAT Focus, GRE, Short GRE, TED and CAT. For that, also have a TASM. English tests, you need to report your score within 2 years. If you are studying at a university in an English-speaking country, you don't need to take an English test. Simplify, upload your English language certificate or academic transcript. If English is your official language of your country, you only need to upload the copy of your passport. And in the end, is our payment invoice is 2,050 euro. When you apply, you need to pay attention a master management test. For GMAT Focus, you need to select during school in France as a one of recipient. For GMAT scores that are not available for download, so please upload the screenshot include each score. For GRE, you need to select during school the code 1259 as one of the recipient. We want to check the score for the school. So this for us is very important. The TASM is TED and TASM is a French test. And visit their website and choose the test center and session. And the TASM, if you are interested in this exam, please contact us to help you register. We often get asked if there are minimum GMAT or GRE score. The answer is no, there are no minimums, but your score are still considered as part of the selection process. So it's very important for you also. When you apply online, just up to either screenshot of your free score report or PDF. Make sure your name, total score, and all sub-scored are clearly visible. So we will talk about the interview. You only need to attend one interview for all the school you are shortlisted for. Whether you are shortlisted for 1 school or 3 school or 5, your interview only cover all school. If you are eligible for at least 1 school, you will be invited to an interview at one of our interview centers, such as Campus France, Alliance Française, CCI, or French Embassy. You can choose the city where you would like to attend your interview, and the interview will take 20 to 30 minutes in English and organize face-to-face with a jury of 2 or 3 alumni. The alumni from the 5 business school. So the question include the personality, motivation, professional project, and the general knowledge. And if there is no interview center in your region, you can take an online interview, of course. You just need to email us in advance to propose to us. Here is the timeline for application. For now, first round and the second round have closed, but we still open for third and the fourth round. So your interview date will depend on your chosen city. So for now, we didn't know which date, exactly date for your interview, but don't worry, we will send a very early email to let you know, so you don't need to worry about it. So just please ensure you are available to attend during that interview time. If you need a reminder, please for free visit our official website to know every detail. And we also have one news is is about we will open fifth round of the application, but for now we didn't really know exactly time, but we will publish on our website later. You can follow our social media to know all the new tests. And but therefore, applying now is still your best option. Don't miss out on this opportunity. You can scan the QR code on the left to schedule a 15 minutes one-on-one meeting with one of our international program manager. We can speak Mandarin, English, French, Spanish, whatever. You can choose your native language, talk with us. You can also send us an email with any question you may have. And if you are interested, you can scan the QR code on the right way to start your application, and visit our website to discover more about our 5 business school and the program. And follow us on social media, and our social media name always Dream School in France. So thank you for watching. If you have any question, please feel free to write them in the chat. So now let's turn it over to HEC.
Sure, happy to jump in. Okay, let me share my screen. Ooh, maybe not my emails, that would be great. Okay. All right. All right. So thank you for the introduction. So HEC Paris is definitely part of Joiner School in France. So this is a way for you to apply if you'd like. I mean, it's a great way to make sure you're not putting your eggs in the same basket. That's for sure. So there are 2 ways to apply. Of course, there are Joiner School in France, but you can also apply via our website if you want to apply directly to HEC without applying to any other business schools in France. So yeah, I mean, HEC Paris, you already introduced it a little, but it's a prestigious business school in France. It's the first international business school in France, but it's also very highly ranked in the world. And our Master in Management is ranked number 2 according to the Financial Times in 2025. It's a very international campus, so you'll see many nationalities represented on campus. Of course, just to prove you that HEC Paris is really renowned in the field of higher education, we do have partnerships that are really relevant. We do have a double degree with Yale, for example. You can do a semester abroad at MIT, at Tsinghua University, depending on what you really want to do. But we do also have international offices everywhere. So they are not campuses, they are offices. So basically, if you are going on an internship somewhere and we have an office there, you can attend any of the events we are organizing there. For example, in the UK house, we do have an event called Women in Finance, but we do have similar events everywhere in the world. So that's a little introduction, general introduction regarding HEC Paris. But we do have profiles for, we do have programs for every profile. So depending on whether you want to join us after your bachelor, or you want to join us for your bachelor, or you want to join us after a couple of years of professional experience, then that's also possible. Short-term programs are also offered. Summer programs are open for first and second year bachelor students as well. So if you are currently studying your bachelor degree, then you can also apply for a summer program. It's a great way for you to have your first foot within the learning experience and the campus at HEC Paris. Some of the thematics here, you can find that on our website as well, but it's both in French and English. And that's a great way for you to know whether HEC Paris could be a great fit for you. The bachelor program, I've mentioned it. It's kind of new, so if you know people interested in the bachelor program, it's a joint bachelor with Bocconi and Milan, so two top universities in the world. So that could be also a great way to do so. So we have the Master in Management, and that's mainly what we're going to talk about right now because you can only apply to the Master in Management with the platform Join a School in France. But you can see also the Master in 1 year and during your second year of your Master in Management, you can choose one of these specialty here. And we have our students who is actually in the Master in Economics and Finance in his second year, if I'm correct. We do have double degrees as well, but this you cannot apply through Join a School in France. Hands-on learning approach, so probably a lot of business schools are talking about this, but this is really the case when it comes to HEC Paris because you have the possibility to work on project with partnered firms. We have certificates that are built and structured both by our academic professors, but also by employees in top firms. So that's the case for L'Oréal, LVMH. You have also BCG and other important firms that you might want to target if you are applying to a business schools via Join a School in France. Quickly, I think it's nice to go ahead, but then I will be asking as well some questions to our students, to our student here representing the Master in Management. Okay, so the class profile is very diverse, as I was saying. The nationality, a lot of nationalities are represented at HEC Paris, and so they come from the UK, India, Morocco, Switzerland, and generally the median for the GMAT is around a 655, 645, 655, I would say. So you have all the requirements that was displayed previously by my colleague from Join a School in France, and therefore it might differ because it's true that via Join a School in France, some of the management tests are accepted when if you're applying directly to HEC. That might not be the case, so that's very important also to mention. In terms of program overview, so it's a 2-year programs with an optional gap year. The gap year is only optional if you have a little bit of professional experience. That's important to mention. And during this professional gap year, it's generally if you already have professional experience, it's nice to jump into this gap year as well because you can use all the opportunities and the platforms and the career support at HEC Paris. Of course, during also the entire program and courses, you will have job market workshop, career fair networking events. You will be meeting with alumni, live case studies, conferences. So all of this is also in the program, and you need as students to take part into these things in order to think of what will you do after the program. So that's very important. Well, maybe that would be a great way for the students representing here to jump in and talk about the program. MIM is first year, maybe. Would you like to take?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I started my program for the first year, it was very exciting. As it is mentioned that the program is very international. Like my class had people from China, from Taiwan, from Germany, from everywhere in the world. And it was very interesting because people come from all the walks of life. I had a bachelor's in engineering. There were people with a bachelor's in law, in arts, and in all sorts of majors, even music. And everyone had different kind of experience as well. I think HEC really focuses on hiring students who have a very different kind of experiences, non-profit experiences, internships, etc. So the classes were always very interesting. Even courses like accounting, people would have different perspectives. They would jump in to give new opinions. Plus, the quality of professors was something which was very impressive and very surprising for me. Like the professor for accounting, again, she was someone who came from Princeton University. And then there are professors who are principals at BCG and at McKinsey and other companies. So it has a very exciting experience in general. And during my M1, I decided that I'm going to take a gap year because it is one of the most enriching experiences we can have for our CV if you want to have a career internationally. And during that time, HEC really helped me. So during M1, I attended all the career fairs that we have in HEC. And since I'm focusing on a career in finance, the biggest one for me was HEC International Finance Fair. And during that time, I networked with a lot of firms, and that's what helped me get both of my internships. So it was my networking that I did during my HEC fairs that helped me gain two internships for 6 months each. One of them was in the south of France in Montpellier, another was back in Paris in M&A. So overall, I would say that M1 at HEC, you will learn all sorts of courses, but it's also the time when you network with your peers and the alumni and a lot of companies, and you actually understand what path you can take for your M2 and your gap year and just shape your professional journey from there on. Yeah.
Thank you, Tejas. Well, I hope I pronounced your name correctly because
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time saying it. Um, yeah, so as you were mentioning, so you have different courses. So the core courses have you got. If you already have a background in business, which is could be the case, sometimes it's also possible to switch core course to an elective course if you wanted to, but it's of course you have to discuss this with the academic affair. But we have a lot of elective courses, and what is good about the Master in Management is that the first year is really about learning the basics and learning everything under the managerial aspect. So from finance to marketing, from with accounting as well, and strategy, consulting. These are the great things about HEC, and then you are going to specialize into one topic in particular. So if you speak French, we have even more possibilities, but if you don't speak French, that's fine as well, because we do have all the things I was mentioning at the beginning, going from finance to marketing, entrepreneurship, finance, managerial and financial economics. So plenty of things like that. And Tejuswa, you actually do the master in economic and finance, right? Well, the specialization.
Yeah.
Correct. And how is it? Do you enjoy it?
I definitely enjoy it a lot. So I chose economics and finance program, and it was in my thesis motivation letter, which I wrote for the school and which I expressed in the interview as well, that I want to learn a lot more about economics since I come from a very growing economy. And the program is very interesting. The program director himself is a CEO at Lazard, ex-CEO at Lazard. So you actually get to interact and learn a lot from him. Plus, again, it's about the community. So there's a lot of alumni from the economics and finance program that I got to meet during our London study trip. So in MEF and MIF program, you go to London and you meet a lot of companies and a lot of alumni from there. So overall, the program is very application based. So it's not a lot of academic economics, it's a lot of application economics. You learn a lot of programming languages as well, R, Stata, and their applications on how you would do economic modeling, how you would do financial modeling even better. How would you analyze the performance of banks and central banks from a financial and economic perspective? So the program is very comprehensive and I definitely enjoy it a lot.
Thank you, Tejuswa. Okay, moving on to the double degrees as well. You can also choose during your master in management to do a double degree or to go and do a semester abroad. That's definitely possible. As I was saying at the very beginning, we are working with very prestigious universities around the world. So that is up to you and your professional objectives on whether it's a smart move or not to do a semester abroad. And we also do have this specialization, which is the SAMS, Master in International Management. And it's basically you are going to do little things everywhere in part of the founding members, so around the world. So that's actually also a good alternative if you want to have some piece of different learning experience from different institutions. So it has been founded in 1988, and it's also an opportunity and a possibility you can do at HEC Paris. I was mentioning as well the certificates. Well, this I think is one of the greater things, or I guess showing that HEC Paris is also about helping you out in getting into the working field. Because these certificates, depending on the specializations you take, it can be optional, but sometimes it's also part of the curriculum. And you can choose any of the certificates depending on your, it doesn't depend on your specialization. So if you are doing economics and finance, just like Joshua, then you could also go into influential luxury if you wanted to. So plenty of opportunities when it comes to this. Tejuswa, did you do any certificate, or are you going to do any certificate?
Yes, I'm going to do a certificate from April. I haven't started it yet.
Okay, perfect. So plenty of time to also decide on this, but it's very important because you will be working with employees from this particular firms, and you will be working on a live project where basically you will either need to consult or do other strategic implementation on for specific customers, for example. So that is very interesting for you, and generally you get to go to the offices in Paris, so that could be also a great thing for you to engage and increase your network. In terms of career path, and that's also a slide you need to evaluate for yourself, because this is part of the statistics that we gathered according to our students. But definitely in terms of the job sectors, a lot of students are going into financial services, consulting, government, technologies, so plenty of things. Of course, HEC Paris is one of the best business schools in the world, but you have to put the work into it. You have to get out there. You need to get out of your comfort zone in order to attend some networking events, in order to take part into the associations. So this is also very important for you to be successful. And if you're targeting specific firms, for example, you also need to think ahead of the recruitment procedures. Of course, we have the career support that I'm mentioning here as well. With coaches helping you out with the recruitment procedures and your career objectives. We have fairs, we have opportunities, you have access to the alumni network through the HEC alumni, which is a different entity, but it's you have access when you're admitted at HEC Paris. And in this HEC alumni entity, you have also clubs. So, for example, afterworks with alumni within Paris. So, plenty of opportunity when it comes to developing your network and having support within HEC Paris. Tejuswa, you want to talk about the career support and maybe how helpful was it for you?
Definitely. Considering that I came to France without speaking French, getting my first internship was very difficult. But I think what helped me the most was the access to alumni. So, as I mentioned, there were a lot of events at HEC, the HEC International Finance Fair, Carrefour, where I could interact with a lot of alumni who were in the same boat as me during their M1, who came from abroad and who find a job in France. So Career Center overall was very helpful to me as well because every country has a different CV format. The format of CV I had in India versus in France versus if you apply in London and Germany is very different. And you can actually take the help of the Career Center to just modify your CV according to the location where you're applying to. You can almost get a continuous review, so you can keep interacting with them almost on a weekly or monthly basis just to get a review on your CV if there's something that's changing. Apart from that, there's also a lot of opportunity to do mock interviews with the Career Center. So there are actual consultants with whom you can do a case interview, which I'm doing right now. And you can also do finance mock interviews and just discuss what issues you have. So overall, I would say the Career Center has helped me modify my applications a lot. Plus, it has also helped me prepare for my investment banking interviews. I did a lot of mock interviews in finance in the last weeks just to understand where I'm lacking on the technical aspect and the soft skills aspect. So I would say overall, if you come to HEC, it is one of the best support that you can get and which will help you get your internships and full-time jobs.
Thank you, Tejuswa. So basically, yeah, this is important, and you need to take part into this initiative if you are getting admitted at HEC Paris. So just a very sample, like it's just a sample of the recruitment engagement that we have. So I was mentioning L'Oréal, KPMG, Hermes, McKinsey, BCG, Schneider Electric. These are some of the top recruiters when it comes to HEC Paris students, and also when it comes to the scholarships and everything that we are doing at HEC Paris. For example, we do have a scholarships, a Volkswagen scholarship. I will be able to talk about it later on as well. So I talked about the HEC alumni support. So of course, we have what we call the chapters worldwide. A chapter, if you're unaware of what is a chapter is basically a community in each country with a president from the chapter helping to gather the community of HEC Paris from all the programs. So you are helping each other, or you are attending conferences, or you're speaking to increase maybe your impact if you have a startup, for example. So these are the possibilities as well if you want to do that. In terms of profiles of alumni, and that's what I was saying at the beginning, whenever you attend HEC Paris, the possibilities are endless when it comes to the career project afterwards. So for the career, it's you can obviously be a managing director for Blackstone Real Estate. You can work as a director for McKinsey France, depending on if you have a more finance profile. But you can also be an entrepreneur. You can work in the government. We do have ministers that who studied at HEC Paris. We even had previous president who studied at HEC Paris. So that shows how powerful is our alumni network. And we do have a specialty and a focus on entrepreneurship as well, because this is the founding of HEC Paris. This is the origin, I would say, of HEC Paris. And if you are aware with the incubators in the world, we are part of the incubators in Station F, where you can get mentorship, you can participate in some projects and pitch your startup ideas as well. And it's getting more and more international. We have had Indians coming from Indian AI, trying to bridge the market between France and India. So this is actually quite interesting for you to also have a look at whenever you are preparing your applications for JASIF as well. So yeah. The campus itself, so it's not in Paris. I'd like to get that out of the way. It's one of the biggest campus in Europe, and it would not be possible to have such big campus within Paris. It's a good thing. It could be a bad thing for some people, but actually the transports are not that bad. And also when it comes to finding an accommodation, the accommodations are on our campus, and finding an accommodation in Paris can be difficult. So that's why it could be it's a nice way for you to have accommodation. And generally when you are an international student, you have the priority when it comes to having a accommodation on campus. But I think the better way of talking about the campus is maybe you, Tejuswa.
Yeah, so as mentioned, the campus is not really in Paris, it's in Jiying, so it's pretty far from Paris, but it's very big. You can pretty much hike on the campus, and there's a very big lake, so you always see students running around. So the campus is really beautiful. It has really amazing nature. The classes are nice, and they are currently rebuilding the campus, so it's going to get more modern in the coming years. The library is big. You can pretty much find all the books that you would need for finance, economics, project management, product management, everything. The sport class facilities are pretty good. So there's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes, dance classes, Zumba classes on a weekly basis. There are yoga classes as well. Plus, there's a lot of sports club on campus which use all these facilities. For example, there's a running club of which I'm a part of. Then there's a badminton club, a climbing club, etc. And the accommodation is very nice as well. I have been living in HEC both in my M1 and in my M2, and the rooms are pretty nice. And yes, it's very hard to get an apartment in Paris, so I'm very happy that I get to live on campus right now.
Oh, thank you, Tejuswa. And therefore, yeah, so I think everything was said, but all the flexibility out there. Do you have a big supermarket at the very beginning of the campus? You have a language resource center if you want to improve your French, even though it's not a criteria to get into HEC Paris. You have a restaurant, 24/7 state-of-the-art library. So a lot of resources. It's like a little village if you think of it this way. And well, quickly about the profile we value, it's more or less what has been said previously, but we are valuing students between 0 to 3 years of professional experience. Otherwise, we tend to guide young professionals towards an MBA. I know the difference, for example, for Indian students is difficult to understand because it's not the same in India. But in Europe, the MBA is more for young professionals who have about 5 years of professional experience. But you can apply to an MBA as well if you have 3 years of professional experience, but the average is five. And also make sure you share our values, that you know a little bit about HEC Paris, not just about the rankings, but also about the club and associations, the alumni. Try to make sure you contact everyone you can in order to get to know more information about the institution itself. How to apply? So via Join a School in France, of course, you can definitely, and you'll also have the possibility to apply through our website if you wanted to. This you can find on our website directly because today is about Join a School in France. The tuition fees and living expenses, well, you have it here. The way it works is even though you are taking the optional gap year, that's how you're going to have to pay for the tuition fees. You can pay in different installments as well. We have also the opportunities to help you with finding a loan. So plenty of opportunities, and of course what is important as well, so I'm not gonna talk long about the tuition fees because it appears as being a lot, but you also have the opportunity of having scholarships. And I want to clear that out of the way. It's not because you are applying through Join a School in France that you cannot have the scholarship. You might need to just have a different procedure. So whenever we know who are admitted through the platform Join a School in France, then you have to fill out for example, a form if you want to apply for the need-based scholarship. But we will be also automatically considering you for the merit-based scholarship, and you can also apply for the different other scholarships that are mentioned on our website. If you want more information on the Master in Management and the application through our website, then we also have a webinar happening on the 26th of February. If you want to attend, do not hesitate. Follow us on social media, of course. I think it's a great way to see what is the campus life. We do have a day in the life of a student, so you can sort of transfer or just imagine yourself as a student there. And if you have specific questions as well, you can get in touch with us. But if you are applying through Join a School in France, I think it's better to get in touch with someone there, a project manager, that will definitely have better answers than us, because this is typical HEC, and Join a School in France is for the five total business schools that you can apply for. So I guess that's it for me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Julien. Thank you, Tijaswa. Sorry. Sorry every time for your name. So I think we still have some moment we can answer some typical question, because every candidate very stressful for them GRE, GMAT, TED match, this kind of management tests. Do you have any idea or advice for candidate to prepare?
Me,
Yes, Julia or
I think,
Taswa?
yeah, Tejuswa, I think you're more willing to be part of to take that questions. But of course, what is important when you prepare your GMAT, GRE, or TAJMAJ or CATS, just for the Join a School in France, Um, well, I think try to do several attempts because that's a test. So therefore, it means that the first attempt is not always your best score. So try to, if you are in your first or second year of bachelor, then try to do it already because sometimes it could be a nice try. Because the first attempt, you're always stressed about the time, always stressed about the test in itself. So it's nice to think about it before thinking about the application, maybe for joining school in France.
Yes. T. Joshua, do you take the GRE or GMAT?
Yes, I gave the GRE exam, and I think my biggest tip would be to just give a lot of mock exams before your actual exam. So GRE as an exam in itself is pretty expensive, so it's always very hard to like give it again and again. But it's very easy these days because of the online resources to just access a lot of mock exams, and this is what I did. So GRE, because I give GRE, I can just speak for that. So GRE is very focused on very complicated vocabulary, so you need to know a lot of complicated English words, plus a lot of quant. So I think rather than just sticking to like learning the words every day or just solving some questions,
Mm,
to keep a target to solve like 50 questions in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and just see how well you're progressing on a weekly basis, and then keep a track of the words that you're learning. Because overall in GRE, that's the biggest thing that helped me, like keeping a list of around 1,000 words, 800 to 1,000 words that can
mm,
probably come in the exam that I saw in all the mock exams, and that is eventually what happened. And for quant, it's very important that you keep practicing a lot and you track your speed, because as you keep solving questions on a weekly basis or a daily basis, you realize that there might be better ways to solve a problem and you can save a lot of time in your exam. Like it's a very time-based exam. So yeah, just practice, practice, and practice, and it would be okay.
Thank you. Like we always say, we don't have a minimum score or average score for GRE for management tests, but you can check to see if each business school required it. And of course, if you have a higher score, the more competitive you will be. And the school always just check your whole thing, include your GMAT, GRE, English test, your GPA, and everything, your personality, of course. So you don't need to really worry about it, but just try maybe not just once. And like maybe we can say, uh, Tiraswa, do you have any idea for candidate for prepare the interview?
Yeah. So I would say the interview was very personal, at least for me. So it's completely based on your profile, like what have your achievements been. And I would say the best way to prepare is introspection. Like you really need to think about all the achievements you have had so far, which could be, let's say, participating in spelling bee in middle school or just an Olympiad in high school. And eventually everything just comes together and you have to put your best foot forward. So it's nothing that you have to make up. You have to be as true to yourself as you can be and just show all of your achievements, because that's how they'll know if you align with the values of the school and what they're looking for. Plus, there's just one additional factor which you might have to prepare for, and I think which you should do regularly as well if you're planning to go to business school. That is, be very aware about the news that's around. For example, what's happening in the world of finance, economics, and the world of geopolitics, so that if they ask you, okay, what's happening in the world right now, can you discuss some topic with us? So you have to be prepared. Okay, I know something about the sanctions or something about the central bank or something about the new policies in the world. So yeah, it's very personal, but a little bit of preparation about the global context is very helpful for you.
Thank you so much for prepare the interview. So maybe we can also ask you, can you adapt to studying, living, and entering in an English taught environment in France? Like if a candidate can't speak French, how they live in the France? What do you feel? What do you have any advice?
I would say it's not that complicated as I thought, because first of all, you come to HEC and HEC is very international. Everyone here speaks English, so it's pretty easy to manage here. When you go out in France, I think you eventually pick up some French in 2 to 3 months. At least you start to manage at the grocery stores and the shops and the restaurants. So I would say that's not a major struggle if you are open-minded and if you're open to learn French. HEC has a lot of resources as well. For example, right now, I'm taking B1 classes at HEC, and when I came to HEC, I took the A1 classes. So I had improved in all this time. And it's not just me, a lot of students who came with me from India and China, they're all taking B1, B2 classes right now, even C1 classes. So yeah, just be open-minded. And apart from that, there's never really a hurdle of not speaking French, at least in HEC and even living in France in general.
Thank you so much. Maybe I just mentioned two more questions about joining school in France. Like a lot of candidates ask us if we open the fifth round. We will open the fifth one, but exactly date we have not yet to analyze. So you can follow our social media and or our website. We will analyze later. So it's better to apply the third one and the fourth one. It's more early. You can, if you got your offer, you can for chilled later. And second question is, can I apply to several rounds? So application to several rounds is not allowed. So you may only apply for one round per year. I think school should have the same rulers. I think, do we have other questions?
Just if I may jump in for if you want to apply for HEC Paris. So it's more or less the same thing if you want to go directly to the website. If you want to apply for like if you applied in round two and you were not successful, if you decide to apply in round three or four, you need to change something significant in your application. So a new GMAT or a new internship or something else, because otherwise it will be the same result.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So I think the webinar is in there, and maybe Tiraswa, maybe you can, what is your most value advice for future candidates? Maybe give one.
Yeah, I think it's MIM program has just been becoming more and more famous for the past few years, and it's becoming more and more competitive, especially for the top schools. So I would really focus on getting a really good score, even though there's no minimum score. I would really focusing on getting a very high GMAT and GRE score to stand out. Plus, I would also, as I mentioned already, it's very important that you introspect. I mean, you never know what's the value that someone would really appreciate you for. So just look back in your background, try to do more internships, maybe some social work, and then just present yourself as an overall person that has a good academic achievements, good scores, and good background and some good experiences. And I think overall it should be okay.
Thank you. Maybe Julian, do you have any information want to add it?
Sure. First of all, I wanted to thank Teju as well for being here. I think that's very important to have the view of students who went through the procedure itself. So, and congratulations for all your achievement. And it shows as well that coming from India, you secured some internships in France. So that shows that it's possible to do so. So I guess if you are willing to be part of a business school like HEC Paris, you definitely need to polish your application. Either you apply through join a school in France or through directly the business school itself. Make sure you're polishing everything. Because that's also an important thing. That means you are taking the application seriously. And yeah, take all the chances to participate in any of the events, either via Join a School in France or through the business schools itself, talking to recruitment manager, talking to project managers, attending the open days. These are very important because it will also help you get a better sense of the HEC Paris ecosystem, but also the other business schools ecosystem, which is definitely a plus when you are going to do your application via Join a School in France or else.
Thank you, Julian. So this is going to end of this webinar. You can also follow us on social media. Our name is Join School in France. You also can check the HEC Paris, their website, their social media. And thank you for all to join today webinar. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Tiraswa.
Thank you so much.
If you
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. If you have any question, don't hesitate to email us. Thank you so much. Take care. See you in the France.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.